3. Time check. QTC Anchor Cow Brand Ghee. Distributed by ADM.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News here on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. I am Bhavita Gopalchan. Thank you so much for joining us. Top of the news at this time. A 20-year-old construction worker is dead and 3 others, including 2 teenagers, were injured in an early morning shooting in Brasso. Police say the shooting happened at around 2 a.m. at an unfinished wooden structure in Camparo Valley. The deceased is identified as Ricky Christopher Joseph, who died at the scene. Joseph's brother, Collie Joseph, and his 15-year-old friend, Jarrell Ganesh, were injured and are receiving treatment. A 16-year-old student, Darius Shadrach, was also shot and later died at the Chaguanas Health Facility. Now, police say Ricky Joseph was suspected to have been involved in illegal activities, including the selling of narcotics. Meanwhile, a 9-year-old boy is in stable condition after he was shot at his Maloney home early this morning. Gunmen stormed the home around 4 a.m. after the boy's father opened the door believing the loud knocking was police. The man, realizing it was gunmen, ran further inside the house but was chased and shot in his foot, while his son was shot in his left heel. Gunmen escaped in a waiting vehicle. Investigators from the Northern Division were at the house after a short while ago gathering evidence. On to some other news now. Minister in the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries, Ernesto Quezada, says there are plans to create jobs in the fence line communities of Point Fortin and Labrie. Quezada says these communities were hit hard by the closure of the Petrotron refinery and are still in recovery mode. But government is working towards creating jobs in the industry.
They have launched a community fence line contractor program, which is due to start next month, which will see the bringing back of maybe 50 contractors per zone, like Point Fortin, Labrie, and so on. I'm using 50, that may not be the number, I'm just saying, right? And that what that will do, they have designed a program to bring back in small and medium contractors on the fence line to engage in work, and they
Well, the Communication Workers Union is warning that the 2026 national budget risks increasing the cost of living and eroding the real incomes of workers, especially those in lower income and informal sectors. In a detailed analysis, the union said the government's continued deficit spending and growing debt burden could crowd out capital and social spending, while new levies such as the electricity charge and landlord business tax would ultimately be passed on to the ordinary citizen. It argued that while public sector wage increases and a higher minimum wage may raise nominal income levels, inflation and higher costs for food, fuel and utilities could wipe out those gains. The CWU also expressed concern that revenue projections rely too heavily on overly optimistic expectations for the energy sector, including up to $6 billion in not yet realized income from the Dragon gas field and deepwater exploration. Newly elected president of the Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association, Crystal Ashe, says he hopes to re-enter negotiations with the government. Ashe says the acceptance of a 5% by former President Martin Lumpkin may have played a critical role in his victory after the Public Services Association was offered 10% over a 6-year period. He says he's hoping the new government is willing to reopen negotiations that the previous administration would have accepted.
We would have seen what the public servants would have gotten and so on, I think. And we're hoping that the present government would be kind enough such that they would be willing to return to the negotiating table with Tutor and ratify that. That is our hope, more or less.
Ashe says his journey in education should be used to inspire others, moving from an on-the-job trainee to a school supervisor. He vows to work with the Education Ministry for improved teaching quality.
And we intend to work cooperatively with the Ministry of Education, and we intend to advocate strongly. We intend to ensure that the ministry does what it is supposed to do, because the Education Act clearly says what are the responsibilities of the Ministry of Education, and we just are there to support them.
And with a first name commonly reserved for women, Ashe thanked his parents for naming him that, saying it gave him the resilience he needed in life. He says the name is one he is proud of, adding he is unbothered by the jokes. It's now time for a short break. We'll be right back with sport news.
Inspire.
In Hinduism, cow's milk is revered, and from the finest milk comes our ghee. When offered into the sacred fire, cow ghee carries our prayers to the deities, unlike processed vegetable ghee. From your devotion to your delicious dishes, you can trust Anchor Cow Brand Ghee. For all occasions, use the best ghee. Enjoy the best food and delicacies, and have the best Diwali with Anchor Cow Brand Ghee.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Plumbing problems? Don't guess. Call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646. Proud to be serving Trinidad and Tobago for over 20 years. We do it all. Maintenance and repairs, new construction, sewer lines, inspection, drain cleaning, leak detection. We are licensed and insured. So call Plumbing Solutions at 628-4646.
It's your girl Fayette Lions.
Yo, it's your boy Montreal.
And guess what, Dominica? World Creole Music Festival.
We coming.
Where?
October.
Where?
26th.
Where?
Dominica.
Oh.
You ready?
That's right.
Vikings.
Let's go. Full back, full team, everybody. Let's go.
We're ready. We're ready. Yeah, we're ready.
Trinidad and Tobago's senior men's football team's hopes of advancing in the FIFA World Cup qualifiers are now hanging by a thread after being held to a 1-1 draw against Curacao last night at the Ergilio Hato Stadium. TNT fell behind early in the first half after Kanji Gori put the hosts ahead in the 17th minute, but Tyree Spice's thunderous strike in the 60th brought TNT level. Despite late attacking changes from coach Dwight York, the team couldn't find a winner. The result means TNT now sit on 5 points and can no longer top the group, leaving them to hope for one of the best second-place finishes to reach next 5 years into Confederation playoff in March. Staying with football news, the Secondary School Football League's Premiership Division enters round 10 from 3:30 p.m. today with 7 matches across Trinidad and Tobago, while the headliner sees leaders Fatima College squaring off with second-place Naparima at Lewis Street. Third-place Presentation College San Fernando play their second consecutive game in Tobago, this time hoping for better fortunes against Scarborough Secondary. Signal Hill riding high after victory against Prez on the weekend. Host Malik. Karabi Chaima East still searching for a first point host. San Juan North, while St. Anthony's welcomes St. Mary's in a battle of the Saints. St. Benedict's goes to St. Augustine. Trinity Mooka Lions on the prowl at QRC. Aruba versus Trinity East has been postponed. That's it for sport. It's back to a break.
Tile Depot Diwali sale on now. Stunning floors at dazzling prices. 12 by 12, $750. 17 by 17, $975. 18 by 18, $995. 20 by 20, $15.95. And 22 by 22, only $20. Visit Tile Depot Limited today at Bagney Chase Village. Call 234-4402.
The season of lights is bright and tasty with Royal Castle's delightful veggie burger made with a healthy and nutritious patty. It's great on its own or in a combo with one side and a 16-ounce drink. So whether it's lunch, dinner, or a snack, Royal Castle's veggie burger fits right in with your fasting and festivities. Happy Diwali from Royal Castle.
High blood pressure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aja Nutrition's blood pressure support is crafted with a clinical strength blend to help you take control naturally. Gentle on the body, powerful for your heart. Blood pressure support by Aja Nutrition. Naturally strong.
Millions of people are attacked by harmful mouth bacteria. The root cause of bad breath, gum problems, cavities, plaque, and tartar. That's why Colgate combined the best science and technology in Colgate Total. Unlike others, its superior formula fights bacteria and creates a powerful protective barrier for up to 24 hours to prevent them from coming back. Take control of your oral health with Colgate Total.
Only BioStrath gives your body more than 60 of the essential nutrients it needs every day in a product that's 100% natural for stronger immunity, enhanced focus, increased energy and stamina. BioStrath. Get what you need naturally.
The United States carried out a strike near Venezuelan waters, killing 6 people on a vessel it said was involved in narcotics trafficking. No U.S. forces were harmed, and this is the 5th such operation in the U.S. Southcom region since October 3rd. Venezuela's ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago, Alvaro Sanchez Cordero, said his government believes a U.S. attack could occur in the very short term, describing it as a threat to regional as well as international peace. While locally, oilfield workers Trade Union President Ansel Roger called for peace and dialogue. He welcomed potential talks between Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar and Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. It's day 15 of the U.S. government shutdown. Service members still receiving pay, while a judge weighs whether to halt layoffs of other federal employees. Some workers have been sent home, others continue on the job without pay. Here's more from CNN.
A resolution needs to be made.
This is an important day for many federal workers caught up in the government shutdown. It's payday for U.S. service members. President Donald Trump says they are getting checks due to a reallocation of funds. The White House says the money is from the Pentagon's research and development budget. In Congress, a standalone measure to pay troops is getting growing bipartisan support, but so far it's been unsuccessful.
That mental burden on a military family is not something that they should be carrying when their service members are still going to work every single day.
Also today, 2 unions are trying to stop the layoffs of federal workers who've lost their jobs during the shutdown. They're asking a judge in San Francisco for an emergency injunction.
I think that this is absolutely un-American to have such actions taken against very patriotic employees.
The Trump administration says in a court filing about 4,100 employees are affected. About a quarter of them are with the Department of Health and Human Services.
The government has grown too big.
Other federal workers deemed essential continue to work without pay. Yesterday's checks for air traffic controllers contain only what they earned before the government closed.
Their focus is now on, when I get off my shift today, do I have to go and drive Uber tonight?
It's time to check in with Jean-Marc Rampersad for the weather forecast.
We had mostly fair conditions to start the morning despite one heavy shower over southeastern areas of Trinidad. This afternoon we can expect a few showers to develop over Trinidad with just a low chance of a heavy shower or thunderstorm favoring northern and eastern areas. Meanwhile, out in the Atlantic Ocean, Tropical Storm Lorenzo is gradually weakening, and we also have 2 tropical waves which are expected to give us some relatively wet conditions over the Diwali weekend.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for a look at today's developments so far. We'll have these stories and so much more coming up for you in our major newscast at 7 p.m. today. Until then, have a great day.